Hello YouTube. Wanted to do a video today on a gun that's probably one of the most iconic firearms from the Old West. You know, the 1873 Winchester is said to be the rifle and the gun that won the West. And of course that's always kind of been disputed with the Colt single action army. And you have the Sharps rifle being seen as the mainstay of the buffalo hunters. And then there were the gamblers, the guns that the guns that would be in the hands or the vest pocket of a gambler. You know, and probably the most iconic gun in the hands of the gamblers, the pocket guns that you'd see at the card tables, were the Sharps Pepperbox. And this is an original Sharps Pepperbox 4-barrel Derringer. This one being in 22 caliber, which would be around 22 short. And this is a true original Pepperbox 4-barrel Derringer, as you can see. And these guns, next to the over-under style Remington Derringers, and even the single-barrel Colt Derringers, were the favorite of gamblers and anyone who wanted basically a last ditch or a pocket gun, because that's what these were. These were not a powerful gun. They came in 3 calibers, 22 rimfire, 30 rimfire, and then later on 32 rimfire, but those were the iron frame guns, and they came later in the Christian Sharps' partnership, where they changed this design. They did no longer even look like this. They had a pistol grip design, almost like a bird's head, and they were an iron frame, and the takedown was on the side instead of underneath. And of course, the way you take these down is you push the barrel underneath, the lever underneath the front of the barrel, and they open just like that. And you would load in your shells, close it, and you had 4 shots. And these guns, when they were fired, they did not fire all their barrels at once or 2 at a time. The Sharps had a really revolutionary rotating firing pin. And every time, the firing pin itself would rotate to the next shot. Now this particular gun here, they made these from 1859 to, they figure up to maybe 1862 according to some facts I've read, and that's when Sharps partnered with another agency, another company, and they began to make the iron frame, what they call a third model. This is known as the 1A. And at the very latest, Christian Sharps, after his death in 1874, the company was finished. They definitely stopped productions of all of their Derringers by 1874. So this particular gun is somewhere between 1859 and 1874. Sadly, you really can't fire these, because even with the slowest 22 short round, they're not meant for modern ammo, and you can blow them up. Yeah, there are videos of people shooting them. You're taking an awful chance. This is a brass frame, and this is old school, and these are rifles. This is old school steel. This is not nickel steel. You're taking an awful chance. You could fire blanks in these, 22 short blanks. A 22 long rifle will not even chamber in this. But I would not even probably chance that. I got one of this because I'd always wanted one. I always wanted a Pepperbox Derringer. Now, supposedly the new firm of Ivor Johnson is going to be making a version of this that's supposed to come out last year. I've been in contact with them. They're going to be all stainless. This barrel will be a little bit thicker. They're a little bit longer than this. And they're either going to be in 22 long rifle, which is what they're going to start to be, and then supposedly later on is 22 Magnum. But this gun, again, this is an iconic Western gun. This gun was known for being extremely popular. They made 100,000 of these in all calibers, which is incredible considering they were only made from 1859 to 1874 for every version they made. So you have to think, that's a lot of firearms, especially for a little company, but they were very, very popular. And of course, 22 short. I know the velocities of what I've seen, the early 22 shorts, you're talking nothing over 750 feet per second, and that's out of a rifle. So they would have been they'd probably been more of a deterrent. I still would not want to get shot with one, especially since you're more likely to die of infection than anything else at that time. But you can see that they were what they were. They were a close distance gun, and they were designed in more, again, as a last ditch resort, or if you couldn't carry a larger handgun. Remember, you're talking 1859. Your alternatives were Smith & Wesson #1, or still probably a cap and ball style Derringer, cap and ball gun, which you're down to one shot, maybe two, or if you had a true Pepperbox revolver, then you could have had more rounds, but they were not this compact. Even the Smith & #1s were nowhere near as compact as this is. And I will tell you, this gun feels really good holding. This gun has such a wonderful grip to it. It's amazing how comfortable this gun is to hold. You would think that the spur trigger, it would be uncomfortable. It's not. It's very comfortable, and it's surprising as how well that still works. Everything on this gun works. It's just the fact that because of its age, it'd be too risky to fire, and I would not ever recommend firing one of these. Again, I know some people in their videos have. You're taking an awful chance between, like I said, the brass frame and this old school style barrel. Now you see these people that do reload 22 rimfire. There are kits out there. Maybe you could with black powder to the point where it's almost a nothing round. You're, again, taking an awful chance. Again, that's up to some of these people. Go ahead, it's all you. I mean, if you want to, that's fine. That's up to you. But I just wanted to go over this YouTube because of this gun doesn't get the credit it deserves as being as iconic in the Old West as it is. So, with that being said, YouTube, have a good day. Hope to get some more videos out.